All right, how's it going, everybody? Okay, the purpose of this is to try to help people who might be having a hard time switching over to vaping totally, so still messing around with cigarettes. And a lot of it has to do with the psychology, and that's why I'm calling this the psychology of vaping. Okay, do not let, first off, do not let the social take on vaping, screw you out of a great experience, because the biggest downfall that I see with vaping and people making the switch is, they already have this mentality. They associate it with nicotine patches and all the, quitting is the thing that's going off in their head. It's a device to help you quit, and that it's, in some way, a step down or attempting to take something away from you that you enjoy, and it's not. It's really not. It's not really about quitting anything. You're not depriving yourself of anything that you normally enjoy. It's just going about it in a smarter, safer, cleaner way. Okay, it's the same nicotine, and that's what I hate. It really aggravates me when somebody comes up to me and says, "Oh, is that one of those fake cigarettes?" Oh, come on. All right, that pisses me off. Man, I'm not going to go all copper cab on you or anything, but that pisses me off. And I always tell them, no, there is absolutely nothing fake about this. It's not fake. My nicotine's just as real as yours. I'm just not dying from it. That's the only difference. There's nothing fake or foo-foo or candy-assed about vaping. Okay? It doesn't make me a pussy because I don't smoke real cigarettes. It makes me smarter than you. Okay? That's all there is to it. And and it's really hard to end that love affair with smoking. It really is. And you've been smoking for a long time. A long time smoker. I mean, people don't realize how much you've depended on your cigarettes your whole life. It's more than just a habit. It's kind of in ways been your best friend. It's been there, during your stressful times, during heartbreak and pain. Whenever you were stressed out or upset, your cigarettes were always kind of there to comfort you. And it's really hard to give that up. It's mostly psychological. The reason why people have a hard time putting down cigarettes, in my opinion, is not just the addiction. It's wow, this is such a big part of me, and they're afraid that anything else isn't going to be the same. It's not going to be as good. But that's just not true. The thing in the cigarettes that has you hooked, the thing that you crave so much, is the nicotine, and you get that when you vape. Yeah, cute little skull drip tip from Mad Vapes. But yeah, that's I mean that's what it is. It's depending on something. It's fearing change, and and there's a lot of people that say that vape and say, well, I still smoke, but I don't smoke as much. Well, that's fine, but you're really cheating yourself, if you're still going back to cigarettes even every now and then. I'm glad. I support that. Okay, I'm not downing you. I'm glad that you're smoking less, but you're really cheating yourself out of the full experience when you do that. Okay, I'll be coming up on my 1-year vape anniversary next month. February 14th is when I walked into a store, flipped the last cigarette in my pack, walked in, bought an ego kit, walked out, never looked back. Okay, I didn't sometimes smoke on the weekends or smoke 1 or 2 a day. You just got to get your head around the fact that this is what I do now. This is what I do now, and that's it. Don't even look at smoking as an option. Okay, because you don't need it. You don't need it. The only hold smoking has on you is the nicotine, and you're getting it right here. There is absolutely no reason to go back to smoking. None. Okay, and if I can do it, anybody can do it. Because I'm not a strong person. I'm not. I tried quitting smoking so many times, and and it never worked. I just loved it so much. I mean, I don't think anybody loved smoking more than I did. I mean, I went from being a 2.5 pack a day smoker to just doing this, and that's it all the time. That's all. You just gotta, get your head around it and say, this is what I do now, and and that's it. That's just it. I mean, you got to see. I mean, look at cigarettes for what they really are, because they're not your friend. I mean, if you're just looking for something for your nicotine, that little security blanket, you can get it from vaping. You don't have to burn a nasty cigarette to get that. You just don't. There's just no reason to do both. I mean, you're just cheating yourself, and but. Yeah, that's kind of the purpose of this. I mean, I'm not trying to dog on anybody. I mean, if vaping has helped you to cut down, then that's awesome. I mean, that's great. But but you are cheating yourself. I mean, because when you switch totally over to vaping, totally, okay, and you cut the cigarettes out of your life, you're going to see the biggest changes in you. For the better. You're still getting your nicotine, you're still getting that fix, okay, but health-wise, you start to regain your senses, your sense of smell, your sense of taste. You start to breathe better, feel better, have more energy. I mean, so why not do that? Why not do that? It's I always say jokingly that the only thing stupider than smoking is smoking when you could be doing this, because it really does cater to all the tics of smoking. You get your nicotine, you get some flavor, you get throat hit, gives you something to blow out. I mean, it totally simulates the experience without damaging your body like cigarettes do. And I don't know, maybe I had extra motivation because it wasn't long before I started vaping that I buried my uncle, who I watched die from cancer. And he was only in his 40s. He wasn't even that old. And just this past year, buried a good friend of mine, died of cancer. He was my age. I mean, we met in kindergarten. Okay, he was my age. We literally grew up together, and he's gone. He's gone, and that's why I'm very passionate about this, because it is hard to quit. And up until vaping, there was never really a way to quit and still be satisfied. Well, now there is. There truly is. Maybe you're not getting the full satisfaction out of vaping. Maybe you're using the wrong juice for you. So instead of going back to cigarettes, get out there and try some new juices. I mean, there are some great tobacco-flavored juices, and I'm not talking about, just the decaying tobacco-flavored juices. Those are okay. Those are what I started out on. Those are what I made do with. But there are really, really great tobacco flavors out there that will really help you if that's the issue. If that's the only thing you're lacking is the cigarette taste that you're so used to, then get out there and try some new tobacco juices and find a flavor that suits you. I mean, that's my best advice. I vaped tobacco flavored juices for months, for probably the first 6 or 8 months. Because I still needed that. I still needed it to at least remind me of a cigarette, and now I'm over that, so I mess around with other flavors now. My all-day vape is hazelnut. Still love my hazelnut, and I vape Gorilla Juice and different fruitier juices once in a while. And I've upgraded. I've bought different stuff. I'm not seasoned by any means. I don't have all the big mods and all the big expensive stuff everybody else has, but I do have an Ego Twist, and I do rock a Vivinova that I really enjoy. And you know, and I plan on, you know, buying more stuff. I mean, for me, it's kind of fun. I mean, once you really get into it, I mean, vaping is really in vogue. I mean, it's really its own thing. Okay, it's not some, you know, fake knockoff of smoking to try to, you know, trick you into not smoking. You know, it's not about giving anything up, because you're really not giving anything up but the poison. You're not giving anything up but the poison. That's the only thing you're giving up. Everything else is there for you. You know, I mean, I always tell people, you know, jokingly, I say, well, I quit, but I cheated. I quit, but I cheated. Because, you know, I didn't really give anything up that I liked. I just got rid of all the junk I didn't want. Got rid of all the tar and the carcinogens and all the thousands of chemicals you burn in a cigarette that's wreaking havoc on your body. It's, you know, you don't have to have that. You know, it is psychological. It's, you don't have to light a fire under your nose to get to get that satisfaction that you need. You know, so, you know, I guess two key words is trust vaping. Trust vaping. Trust that it's going to give you what you need. Trust that it's going to satisfy you and that you're not going to need cigarettes. Don't look at it as some step down, you know, like some fake, you know, bullshit, because it's not. It's very real. The nicotine is extracted from real tobacco leaves, so you're getting everything that you want in a cigarette without all the cancer-causing chemicals and all of the things that you risk when you smoke analog cigarettes. So yeah, that's, you know, and I'm not real great at making these videos, but you know, this is just something that I think people need to hear. You know, it's not, yeah, I mean, because too many people view electronic cigarettes, or they view vaping, as it were, they kind of put it in the same category as non-alcoholic beer. You know, like it's not the real thing, but it is the real thing. It's absolutely real. It is absolutely real nicotine extracted from real tobacco leaves. You're not changing anything. You're not taking anything away from yourself. You're not really kicking the habit. You're just changing the delivery system to a method that is healthier for you. And that's what it's about. I mean, people will walk up to me and they see me with this and they're like, "Oh, you quitting smoking." Well, quit smoking almost a year ago. You know, this isn't about quitting anything. You know, I like nicotine. You know, just straightforward. You know, I like nicotine. It is something that I enjoy. I mean, you have people that are caffeine addicts that got to drink 6 pots of coffee a day. I'm a nicotine addict. It is what it is. Okay, I do love nicotine, but it's not to die for. Okay, it's not to die for. I don't want to die from it. So this is what I do, and so that's the thing. Just get it in your head. Just go out and buy you a PV and just get it in your head. This is what I do now. This is what I do. I don't need cigarettes. This is what I do. Okay. I mean, that's the best advice I can give you. You know, I bought my first PV, and I never looked back. You know, I was just done. I embrace the vape. Embrace the vape, because it'll be there for you and it'll give you what you need, and you don't have to die some slow, painful death in a hospital bed, or from cancer, because you just had to have nicotine. There are safer ways to get your nicotine, and this is one of them. So, just remember that, and vape long, vape hard, vape healthy, and I'll talk to you later.